Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm so happy to be here and so happy that you are here. Welcome to Volume 2, Episode 4 of the Talent Show powered by TTEC. I'm your host today, Jennifer Nelson. Every other Thursday at noon Eastern, we focus on TTEC's most valuable asset, its talent, the people behind the scenes who are bringing the skills, the drive, and the life to TTEC. After all, people are at the heart of how we provide the human experience elevated. I would love to see who's out there in the audience today as we get warmed up and as we get ready to have some amazing guests today. So, where are you tuning in from? Who's out in the comments? I love to hear it. Drop it. If you're in your living room, if you're watching beautiful snowfall somewhere in the United States or in Canada, or if you're out at the beach somewhere where it's summertime, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Drop it in the comments. I've recently seen that while many people in the United States are going through some very harsh climate, Florida, where I am in South Florida, we're in this like little bubble of 80 degrees still. So please don't hate on Florida. We're hoping and wanting to send warm weather to everybody. Great. Lucille is from Temple, Texas. Stay warm down there. Dale in Morgantown, West Virginia. Hello. Zipporah, I love that name. It's beautiful, is in Louisville. And then Fabio is in Brazil. Amazing. Oh, there's another. Darlene is in Florida too, probably enjoying the bubble of 80 degrees. Hi, Ian. Thank you for joining us from the Philippines. And then hi, and some of our great members behind the scenes at TTEC. I really would love to be in Brazil. I'm sure it is beautiful there today. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We have an amazing show tonight, today topic. We have not one, like we did last week, but two very special guests and they're here talking about our inaugural Talent Accelerator Program. And before I bring them on air, I'm going to do a little short introduction about them so I can get you introduced to them, and then they'll tell you a little bit more about what amazing experiences they've had at TTEC. So our first guest is Justine Lane. She's a recent college graduate from the University of Denver with an undergraduate degree in hospitality management and then a minor in marketing. As a business transformation associate here at TTEC in the TAP program, Justine specializes in business growth and development, working with every branch of the company to come up with new, creative solutions and ideas to transform the way we at TTEC do business. It's an amazing little bit of bio there. I can't wait to hear more from her. Nirmit Butani is a business transformation associate in the Talent Accelerator Program with an education in biochemistry from St. Louis University. Nirmit specializes in transforming business for TTEC, introducing new ways of thinking to find solutions for problems presented by clients. Such diverse and different backgrounds. I'm really excited to hear more about their experience and what this program has meant to them. So let's welcome both Justine and Nermit onto the show today. Hello. Such smiling faces. I'm happy to see it. I gave a little introduction. I'm sure that's like such a small portion of who you guys are. I'd love to know a little bit more about you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado, in a town called Evergreen. It's a little mountain town. And yeah, right now I'm also in Denver and it's snowing. So I've been enjoying that. But yeah, so I went to the University of Denver with a degree in hospitality and a minor in marketing. I'm really passionate about event planning and that aspect of corporate. And I love to snowboard. I love to travel, spend time with my family and friends. And I love my dogs. I have a little Cavachon named Jazzy. So it's a little bit about me.
Adorable. Nirmit, if you take a moment.
I am originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Like you mentioned, did my undergrad in St. Louis University. Before I joined the TAP program, I was pretty determined on going to med school, and then a lot just changed because of the pandemic. So I decided to apply here, got the job. What else? I recently just moved to Denver, hence the box behind me. Just got here like a week and a half ago.
I was going to ask.
Of course, I came right when it decides to be negative some degrees outside. So that's always fun.
Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're ready that when and if the world returns to a little bit more normalcy, you'll be ready to head right back over to headquarters and join your fellow cohort. So this leads into the perfect next question that I have for you guys. What attracted you to join the TTEC family for this 2020 inaugural TAP cohort?
So when I graduated, I was looking at specifically jobs within the hospitality industry, but I was really opening up to anything at that point because of how COVID hit. And I really wanted to find a really good job that I could grow in. And so my career advisor at the university, she pointed me towards the direction of applying to TTEC. And I'm really glad she did, because when I did my research and started going through the application and the interview process and meeting the people who I was interviewing with, I just got a really strong sense of culture, and I really appreciated the values that TTEC had. And in learning about the program, I thought it was just so rare of a corporate company having this kind of a program that tries to develop leadership, and especially over 3 years, having the opportunity to see all these different aspects of the company. I think that's really rare to find in a first-time job out of college. So that's what really attracted me to it.
I completely agree. It's a very unique program and gives you a wide opportunity. How about you, Nirmit?
I mean, I pretty much agree with Justine. It's definitely a completely different opportunity than anything else you're going to find, especially right out of college. I don't know how many college kids can say they met with this many executives in such a short period of time and have such an influence on the company. But I mean, like, before all this, I wasn't even looking for a job in the business world. So it was sort of just a Hail Mary, and I was kind of fortunate enough to get this. And with like everything that Brooke had said during our interviews, I think she was one of the biggest reasons. She was just so energetic, so lively. She showed the culture so well in our interview, and it really made me want to join a place that had such a focus on this type of culture.
I love that. From my experiences, a little bit further out of college than both of you, people have always made a work environment that much better. So I'm so glad Brooke gave you that experience and that motivated you to go through an amazing program. I love it. We're going to talk about training a little bit, but I want to ask the audience too. This is an opportunity as the audience here, the amazing people. I see Ali, and I see a couple of people talking about welcoming Nirmit to Denver. That's amazing. I want to get you guys involved in this. So what advice or training has made a big impact early in your career, because we're talking about this university recruitment program. This TAP program is specific for university students that have just graduated. So we want to hear from you guys in the audience. What advice or training made a big impact on your early career? And we're going to talk about it here in the panel as well. Now that you're in the program, you guys started in October, so you're a couple months into it. You've had a couple experiences, I'm sure. How has the training you've experienced so far complemented or even elevated what you've already learned within your degrees? And I'm so glad that question, because you guys come from such different backgrounds. It should be really interesting.
Yeah, very different backgrounds. Yeah. But I think for me, a lot of the training we've had, it's been really diverse, which I've appreciated, especially with our TTEC U courses that we've had and our workshops we've had with some of the people in the company. Some of the things that I've kind of learned about in my undergrad that I've carried on through my training here has been using Salesforce, especially right now in my first rotation with the marketing and events department. I've been using Salesforce a lot. Also, just different marketing tactics and strategies. I've been learning about other ways of thinking of strategic marketing. So I think a lot of those have carried on from my undergrad. And I had a business background. And so I think that was helpful coming into this, kind of having that understanding of management and a little bit of background in other parts of business. So, yeah.
Perfect. You've experienced just a couple things that you mentioned. I've already experienced a lot of things that it takes people years to get in. So I'm so glad to hear that about your experience thus far. How about you, Nirmit?
Yeah, definitely. Given my background with schooling, what I did in school had nothing to do with what I do now. So when I really first joined, I felt like I was a fish out of water. But in the 3 months of training we did have, it was like Justine mentioned, it was so diverse, and we covered so many different topics that it really just helped me learn the entire business as a whole before we even started our rotations, which is always good. But I think one of the biggest things for me was we did an entire training on Excel, and I feel like Excel is just one of those tools that everybody that's in the business world should really learn how to use. So adaptable and versatile that you can really do anything you want with it. And I think for me, that's probably been the biggest training that we've done. Biggest thing we've done training in, just because of the versatility of it.
Yeah, and I love that personally connects with you. I mean, as I see comments coming up in the chat, Excel is life. I mean, you could do basically everything from the entire business cycle to you can make your own CRM, and like me, you can manage your entire budget on there if you need be. So it's such a valuable skill, and I'm glad that you've fallen in love a little bit with Excel. I want to talk a little bit as we're starting to wind down our discussion. The title of the show is not only about training, but about the business opportunities you've seen, but also about mentorship. And we had a great discussion last week with Ebony, just kind of putting it out how she's passionate about mentorship. But you guys are on the other side, right? You're maybe the mentees and you're starting your career. So what have you gained from the mentorship so far with TAP, or hope to gain? Because you've got a couple more years too. And how important do you feel is mentorship for college students and recent graduates?
Yeah, I think this program has really dived us into having this mentorship, which I appreciate. Brooke has set us up with buddies and mentors and supervisors in our rotation. So I've been really working closely with Audrey in communications as my buddy with 2 of the other TAPs. And it's been a really cool experience just having that time with her every month to just get on, talk about what our concerns are, some questions, and just having another person we can turn to who's been in the business world for a while. As well as my mentor, Margaret McLean. She has been incredible. I meet her every month, and she has given me great advice. She sends me articles, and she's really helped talk me through some of my concerns or uncertainties with certain aspects of the business world. And she's great at reassuring me, and she's had so many years of experience that she's a real role model to me. And as well as my supervisor, Megan Lawn, in the events department. She's been amazing. She's really helped me dive into the rotation, and she's been great at showing me the ropes and everything. So I really appreciate the mentorship that we've had so far, that Brooke has exposed us to. It's been great.
I completely agree. I've already seen so many mentor opportunities and mentees gaining a lot from TTEC. So thank you for sharing that. Nirmit, how about you?
I think it's super important and just super beneficial. I have Judith as my mentor, and every 2 weeks we just sit down and just talk about what's going on at work, but also what's going on a personal level. And it really helps reassure that, somebody else is there, especially when you're transitioning and moving your life across the country. It really helps knowing that, besides the team you work with, there's also somebody else. And along with that, like, I was so new to this entire world that it really helped having somebody else share their experiences with me, especially somebody like Judith, who had also moved her entire world to do something like this. So it's just, I think it's a really good, it's a good way to help get everybody acclimated into a new setting, because college is so much more different than the work life.
You said that very lightly. College life is very different than the real world. And I'm so honestly glad to hear that you have a mentor. You both are assigned mentors, number one. That's amazing. And then you have somebody that you feel that you can personally connect with and can help you make this transition, because it's a little rough in the real world sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to say thank you to both of you so much for joining me today on the Talent Show powered by TTEC. Thank you, Justine. Thank you, Nirmit. From the whole TTEC family, congratulations on all that you've achieved. Not only joining the TAP cohort, but I mean, you're undergrads. That's amazing. Congratulations for that. And I really hope that you'll stay in touch with us and tell us more about your journey, because you've got 2.5 more years. I really love to hear some updates.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
So with a little bit of time that we have for today yet, I want to talk a little bit more about the intern programs that are available. There's actually 3 paths for anybody who's interested in joining an internship program at TTEC. So I'd love to share my screen and walk you through the journey. So you go to ttecjobs.com, and I always use the career path to guide myself through what's going on. So for the career paths, we have right here, the second to last option is the internships. And then you can scroll through and you can catch a little bit more information, hear the testimonials, but you go all the way down to the bottom and you're going to see a lot of open opportunities. These are our first option, our corporate options. So there's some in the United States, many options throughout the globe, because we as TTEC are a global organization and love to support internships around the world. One of the ones as a hot job that I would love to talk about is leadership development at internship. So this is a summer internship, can go from 10 weeks to 12 weeks. If you're a current junior or know a current junior in college right now that's looking for that 2021 internship, I welcome you to share this link with them, talk to them about what you've seen today at TTEC with the Talent Show, and then show them this opportunity to do leadership development at our global headquarters in Colorado. It is, well, we understand safety concerns are paramount right now. We don't want anybody in any harm's way in terms of COVID. Everything will be done virtual with the hopes to move into headquarters when things are safe. And don't forget that if this isn't perfect for you, there are a couple other corporate internships. The last one that I want to talk about is kind of what we had an introduction to today, and that's the Associate Talent Accelerator Program, but it's for 2021. So you've met Justine, you've met Nermit. There are inaugural class for 2020. They have 2.5 more years. This is to get people signed up for the 2021 program, to experience everything that they're going through right now. 3 years to rotate, to learn all about TTEC. This is specifically for graduates, undergraduates that have recently graduated by spring of 2021. Again, keeping global considerations very relevant. They are virtual positions. However, when the climate is safer, we will move into the headquarters. So check these opportunities out. Internships are amazing and rewarding, as you've heard at TTEC. As we're getting ready to end the day, I appreciate everybody behind the scenes. You guys are amazing. You helped me out. Thank you to all the production crew. Thank you to everybody in the marketing department. Thank you for you who are out there today, have shared where you are. Really appreciate it. I really look forward to seeing you guys again in 2 weeks, and that's March 4th. So thank you. Have a great day.